Okay. What's up, guys? Welcome back to In the Pressbox, episode 79. My name is Benjamin, and you are?
I'm Aiden, and I'm without Alex today.
All right, let's roll the music.
It is. Hold on.
It's loading.
It is. Is it loading?
I don't see anything on there. There it is. Oh no, we got it. Oh well, okay. Well, that's that. You know what? Let's just count that as the music. That's fine. Alex is not here because he's vacationing in Florida, and there's the music again.
All right. Well, there we go.
I still find it funny that Alex made that. Yeah, Alex is not here. He's vacationing in Florida, so it's just I don't know why he'd do that this week because the Vols won. But let's talk about this week's headlines in sports and what we're talking about. We're going to be talking about that, the NBA and NHL, college baseball, the Euros and Copa America, Wimbledon preview, college football 25, and then we'll round it out with predictions. Let's talk about this week's headlines in sports. The Copa America and the Euros continue. Wimbledon begins on Monday. The Panthers win the Stanley Cup. The Vols win the College World Series. And College Football 25 reveals more gameplay footage. Let's dive into the NBA and NHL. Aiden, what do you think about Bronny getting drafted to the Lakers? Is this the right move for his career?
You know what? I think it actually is. I don't think he deserved to be the first round. That's another topic for a different story, whatever. But in terms of him actually being drafted, I think right where he's at is really, really good because we also don't have drama of, oh, Bronny's on the Pistons and, we need LeBron to be on the Pistons. Is LeBron going to be trading? So I think falling to the Lakers is exactly what he needed to do. And maybe LeBron James can mentor him. But in terms of what he does in the NBA, I think we're left to see what he does. I don't think he has a lot of potential. I think he should have developed more in college, but that's his decision. So we'll see how it goes from there. But I think it's overall a good decision for the Lakers to pick him up.
Yeah, I think you're right. The Lakers, I feel like they kind of had to do it because unless they thought they had someone better at that position, why not go take a chance and why not make LeBron happy right there? So I think they absolutely had to make that pick when it fell. As for the teams before him, just as you're saying, I would have not picked him because then you would have had a whole like, oh, he's hostage or like Bron's angry, Bron wants to come over. Yeah, I wouldn't want to deal with that. So I think overall it worked out just fine. But I agree with Aiden. I mean, he averaged 4 points in college, 2 assists, 14 points in high school. I mean, I don't. He's not really at all NBA
And
caliber.
and
So I don't.
he still has a bad heart. Like you
It,
can't
it,
just fully recover
I
from
know.
cardiac
I
arrest.
mean, it's just like there's just so many reasons why I don't see why he's being honestly even drafted. Period. But I mean, it is what it is. Good for Bronny, and it'll be
Yeah.
interesting because we don't see a lot that thing where kind of like the parent plays in the pros and the kid comes. I mean, that's super rare. So
hmm
that's in fact I think it may be historical. I saw a lot of people saying that, so I could be wrong, but it may actually be like the first time like that's happened in like the modern era. So very interesting. Panthers win the Stanley Cup. Congrats to them. I was kind of surprised by that. Aiden, were you kind of surprised by that? I mean, I kind of thought the Oilers were going to complete it, man. Then the Panthers kind of, won it, and that was that.
I'm
But
just surprised it went to a game seven. I mean, that is just unbelievable run at the end, but they just couldn't. They couldn't do it when it counted the most, which was game seven. So I think, it was a very interesting series. I think there was like a thing going on where like the NBA finals is boring, the NHL finals is boring. We need something, and we basically did. We got what we wanted. We got all the way to a game seven. I don't think has that ever happened before. If they did complete it, like if they did win.
it happened like one other time in the 20s or something.
Yeah, so it's like almost 100 years ago at this point. So yeah, that would have been amazing to see, but unfortunately it didn't happen. So the Panthers they won their first, I think, in their franchise. So yeah, that's
That's right.
congratulations to them. They almost choked more than the Falcons, but they didn't. So congratulations to the Panthers.
You know what else we really quickly got to say, and then we'll move on. this was not added into the schedule. I just thought about this. UC Saros, the Predators goaltender, is signing an 8-year extension with the Predators. That was announced last night. So kind of shout out there. That's going to be really interesting because there's kind of some talk. I guess we've got some other goaltender in the minor leagues that's really good. And it sounds like we're going all in with UC for the next 8 years. I think Saros is a quality goaltender. Aiden, what's your reaction? Quick reaction to that. Are you
I think
happy with that?
Yeah, I think it's well deserved. I think it's gonna be hard to find a goalie as good as he is. I know we have an up and coming one, but until then, I think we play it safe, and I think that's well deserved and good for
Yeah,
him.
I agree. All right, college baseball. Vols win the World Series. Aiden, what was your reaction? We sure know Alex was, I'm sure, thrilled about that.
Hold on. I gotta go somewhere.
All right, he's got to go somewhere. He'll be right back. While he does that, I'm going to go preview Wimbledon here. Wimbledon preview. We're going to do that a little bit later, but let's do it now. Djokovic in the draw. That is going to be massive. He had probably a 5% chance. He tore his meniscus in the last tournament. And then he comes in. And, I mean, I cannot believe he's playing this tournament. But here he is. He gets an easy draw. And here we are. I mean, it's honestly the dream for tennis fans, in terms of Djokovic playing. Then you see Alcaraz. He's got a tough draw, but Sinner's got a really, really tough draw. The draws were announced this morning. So it'll be interesting. You kind of got Djokovic, Alcaraz, Sinner. Djokovic can make the final. And then at that point, it's 50-50. It's anybody's game from there. So it's going to be really exciting to see kind of what happens with that. Look at Djokovic. He's 37. Probably not going to win too many more Grand Slams. And this is a good opportunity for him in a lot of ways, even despite the knee injury, to win. And you look at then the Olympics coming up pretty soon, a little bit later this summer, and Djokovic is going to be playing in there too. So that's going to be a lot for him to deal with in the span of just a few weeks. Wimbledon ends July 14th. The Olympics start July 26th. So I don't know if he'll be able to keep up with that and keep going, but man, it's gonna be real interesting. Meanwhile, you look at Sinner; he kind of comes into this one confident, winning a tournament, but losing that Grand Slam to Alcaraz, and that's kind of starting to become the prime matchup if you're gonna watch tennis. And he's looked good, but I don't think I quite see him winning Wimbledon. A lot of people do, but I don't. And then you look at Alcaraz. I mean, he's coming in, flying in here on the backs of the Grand Slam, on the backs of winning the French Open. And he's on a tear. He's got 3 Grand Slams, one on each surface. He's won the U.S. Open, the French Open, which is clay. The U.S. Open is hardcourt. French Open clay, and he won Wimbledon last year. He's the defending champion. That's grass. And Alcaraz is starting to create a dynasty. And I'll go as far to say, I said this the other day. I said, if Alcaraz wins, he's the absolute front runner that people will be chasing. Absolute front runner from here on out. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I'm trying to think what else is there to really say about Wimbledon here. I mean, you also look at, I guess, some of the women's side. The U.S. has got a good chance with golf, players like that. I don't know. I mean, Wimbledon's special. Wimbledon's something, it's much different from your average tennis. If you like tennis, just watch one Wimbledon match and just see what you think of it. It's entertaining. It's good. I understand the knock on tennis. I understand it. People say, oh, you just hit the ball back and forth, or it's, this and that. But it's not fully that. I mean, if you look at what those athletes are doing, it takes some real athleticism to do what they do. So don't fully knock on it. I guess we'll talk about a little bit about the Euros and the Copa America, since Aiden and Alex don't watch a ton of that. Georgia kind of shocked the world. Georgia, the country, beat Portugal to make the round of 16, and they got the round of 16 set there in that tournament. But the biggest story is the USA loses to Panama, and Mexico is going to face Ecuador in an absolute must-win game. So I mean, it kind of changes the whole complexity of this tournament. If you're looking at the U.S. for soccer, we go into this tournament and we're thinking, how can we make it as far as we can? How do we see where this team is for the World Cup in a couple of years? And it's a disaster, absolute disaster. I mean, you look at where this team should be compared to where they are. It's time for the coach to go. First of all.
Ouch! I'm back. Ouch! I just knocked my leg on a stool. All right. Well,
turn your camera on. Okay. I was just talking about. Let me finish this out. I did a Wimbledon preview, so I kind of got some segments out of the way, and then now I'm talking about the U.S. losing to Panama. This is just an absolute disaster for the United States. I mean, you look at the game. We go in, we score in the 4th minute, and then they call it back, and then Weah with the red card. That's unacceptable. That is absolutely unacceptable. And now all of a sudden, now we're in a position, Aiden, where we need to get 3 points. We need to beat Uruguay if we want to stay in this tournament. In a tournament where we were supposed to see, can we test ourselves in front of the people like Brazil, Colombia? And now we're sitting here saying, we may not even get to see them. We may get grouped. I mean, this is an absolute disaster. And if that happens, every single coach off of that staff needs to go. Also, BJ Callahan, come over to Nashville SC. That can kind of come a little bit quicker. But this is not good. Not good. And same with Mexico. Not good for them either. But I don't know. Aiden, what do you think? Do you think that this is a failure so far for the United States if we got grouped?
Yes.
Yes, it definitely is. Yes, good answer. Good answer, because our expectations are semifinals. My expectation, I'd say anything except a semifinal to me is an absolute failure. To get grouped would be just nightmares. That's not good. That's not good. So not going well over there. So Monday now is the big game. Big game against Uruguay. If we do not win, we're out. If we do win, maybe that shows, okay, well, we can kind of beat somebody. I saw someone put it like this. You got different flavors of that? Someone put it like this. They said the whole point of the tournament was to be tested against the big people. So in some ways, it's okay because now we're just going to be tested in front of them immediately. Not as soon as we thought. We thought we were going to get to wait till the knockout stages, but boom, right here, right now, we got to get a result. All right, Aiden, the Vols won the College World Series. Aiden, what was your reaction when this happened?
My reaction was, well, I was by myself, so it wasn't really like oh my gosh, we won it, and we're like with the family. But I was enjoying the moment. I was watching it with my dog because that's the only people that was there with me. So shout out to my dogs. And so we were watching it on the couch, and we were kind of letting them have free runs at the end. I don't know what that was, but then we ended up closing it off. We got the strikeout. They started celebrating, and in that moment, I realized we're national champions. And I can consider this team to be one of the best college baseball teams of all time because they've had some stats that haven't been reached since the 50s and since the 90s. And if no teams have reached it since then there's no argue why this team could be not the number one team, but could be potentially around there or the best team of all time because they did that tournament alone. They played outstanding. So congratulations to them. I know Alex will be happy. Maybe we'll hear from him next podcast. But yeah, go Vols! Congratulations.
We were watching the game. I don't watch a lot of. Come on, now. I don't watch a lot of college baseball. We were watching the game, and it was interesting. The Vols have a great catcher, a great second baseman. The first baseman made a couple of great plays, so we were kind of saying we're like that catcher's got to be going pro. I mean, he had a couple of very clutch kind of throws to first base. So overall, congrats to the Vols, but go Doors.
He's not a good hitter, but I mean he's really good at his position. So.
Man, if he hit better, he would be probably going to the pros.
All
right,
16 in the tournament, and then had one home run.
Well, let's move on to College Football 25. And what did you think of the gameplay reveal? I'm fired up about this game. I mean, they have the dynamic attendance. Honestly, here's where I'm at right now. I don't want to be like a downer. It's almost, since it's EA, it's too good to be true. I cannot believe that they'd actually make a game and put so much effort into it. But what do you think, Aiden? Do you think it is as good as it seems?
I
Like, there's just no way, man. I mean, it looks good, but like, dude, there's just no way.
I
Too good.
think so. I think this game, the way all the features sound, it sounds way more like detailed and realistic than Madden. I think this game could end up like Madden, where they build on and it starts getting worse and worse because Madden used to be good. So maybe this game and the next games, we're gonna live it up because I think we should like appreciate it now because I think maybe later they'll start doing money grabs and doing Ultimate Team like Madden does. But in terms of gameplay, I really did like what I saw. I really did like the dynamic crowds. I'm hoping that also doesn't mean just record, but maybe it's the game. Like, what if Alabama plays in like Ball State and maybe against instead of Auburn, maybe there's different things like that. And then instead of just the record that they're at, but I don't know, who knows? But anyway, I think I saw that the mascots also could age. So like the Buffalo at Colorado could get bigger.
No. That would be. There's just no way.
I thought that was pretty cool.
That is
So,
really cool.
so the gameplay aspect is very good, but in terms of ratings, I don't really agree with that. It's very a controversial topic, and we're lucky Alex is not here. But it is what it is. I'm not mad because it's all projection. So I think as long as they keep updating it, then I think we're fine. I don't think it's nothing to worry about.
Yeah,
Because
I
no one will
agree.
know. No one knows. Like I don't know how you could properly rate a college season that hasn't even started.
Yeah, I agree. I think also another thing too. Let's quickly explain the dynamic attendance. It's like based off of like your team's record is like how many fans you have in the stands and like kind of how tough of an environment like your team brings. So like if like I manage Vanderbilt and we go like, like I don't know, 5-9 or something dumb like that, like the attendance is not going to be looking good. You're going to get like a family, okay? But if, let's say we manage Vanderbilt and we go like, 10-0, we fly on high. We're selling out. Yeah, we're gonna say
I also like the themed crowds, like the checkered board
that's
kneeling
true. Yeah,
and
but they
the
had
kids
to add
sitting
that.
out.
They had to.
Yeah, they had to. If not, then I don't know. But
If they
yeah,
didn't
that's
add the
really
checkerboard, I mean, that would be
and
crazy.
the realistic sounds like they in the trailer they had the Mobamba clip from
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Michigan and Penn State. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm excited to hear. It sucks that there's not Enter Sandman for Virginia Tech, but it is what it is.
That is true, and I'm not a Virginia Tech fan, but even I thought that is a rough thing. That would have
But
been
it's not
epic.
in their control. It's not in their control though. The
I know,
kids
I know, I know.
can
It's
afford
like
it.
copyright, right? But
Yeah,
you know, man, I'm excited for this game. It's
I'm not
just
touching
knowing
Madden.
it's just knowing the past of EA, man. It's really tough to believe.
And
Now,
if you
I
look
will
at
say I think they had different developers work on this game than like that they've had before. And also, if you look at another thing too, like from our aspect too, is like the announcers. They call the most random things. But one quick thing, and I'll let you say something. Back to your thing about like, let's say it's like Kent State and Alabama. Let's say Kent State is like, 0-7 and Alabama comes in. I'm going to be honest. Even if they were 0-7 and Alabama came in, I still think that stadium would be sold out. So I
Yeah,
think that they also have to recognize too, like the brand of some of these teams. Like if Michigan plays Rutgers or Northwestern, and Northwestern and Rutgers are struggling, there's not going to be a family in the stands if Michigan comes to town. It's going to be sold out. So something that I hope that they do get there. Aiden, what are you going to say?
I was gonna say, yeah, the different broadcasters. That's pretty cool. The bigger games, you'll get other people in the smaller games. I also really like the way it's also doing to Madden. I feel like that they're improving Madden only because of this game. Like they're adding new commentary to Madden. They're adding a team builder to Madden. So they're adding a lot of stuff to Madden. Do I think it's still college football is gonna be better than Madden? Absolutely. But yeah, I don't think I'm touching Madden unless I'm exporting my Road to Glory player. So and I just don't think I can afford it. So there we
I,
go.
I may touch Madden. I may get that MVP bundle, but I'm still at least though I'm getting college football. At least bare minimum, we're gonna get college football. But
Yeah.
with that being said, I don't know. It'll be very interesting. Also, Madden I think added Commissioner Goodell for like a draft scene. So like now like the
Yeah,
NFL draft,
they've
like that's
totally
pretty cool.
revamped the franchise, so that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
and honestly, personally for me, I mainly play like franchise or like those type of modes. So that's kind of what I care about. But Madden
Same.
franchise, the worst in any sports game, like worse than career mode in FIFA, worse than anything. It's so bad, it's unplayable. Yes, what are you gonna say?
Do you not do good with online head to head?
No, I don't. In fact, I actually I actually tried the other day. I went as the Shout out if you're watching. I actually just did a random team as the Texans. So I played as the Texans. I think I played the Eagles. Absolute disaster class. I was like, opening play, I threw like a pick six. So honestly, this is my problem with these football games is like with soccer, like the tactics are easier for me to understand. So I feel like I am like a tactical genius in soccer. But when it comes to football, I actually don't really know all the tactics. It's something that I'm kind of working on. So man, like I'm gonna take all the tutorials seriously. I'm not skipping a single tutorial in these games. It's gonna take me like if it takes an hour, 2 hours, I'm playing all the tutorials. All right, let's move on and reveal our top 4 teams today. I have Vanderbilt, Virginia, New Mexico State, Washington State, and Nebraska. The team that I will be eliminating is Nebraska.
Wow.
I had to eliminate Nebraska, today, and the reason is because Dylan Raiola, I think, is just going to be a little bit OP for Nebraska, and I kind of want to get to a team that doesn't have a great quarterback to start off with, and kind of then build from there, try to recruit the quarterback, and kind of go from there. So probably next rebuild that I do after the original rebuild will be Nebraska, though. I will say that if I come back, and if I even finish the first rebuild, because I rarely do, because I either get fired or I just lose interest somehow. But if I come back, probably next rebuild actually after that would be the start of Madden, so then the Titans, and then we'll come back to Nebraska later on. Aiden, you can reveal yours.
All right, so here is my top 4 still left. And by the way, if you're new, this is a list of top 10. Every week we eliminate 1. Now we're down to 4 more. I guess now 3 more after this week. And my 4 that are left is Hawaii, a created team, Sam Houston, and MTSU. And I'm going to be eliminating a created team because it is not traditional. I feel like it takes time. I feel like I need to create a team. I don't want to load up the game and be like, oh shoot, I can't do a dynasty yet. I got to go on my phone and I got to create another team. So I feel like I don't know what I just did there, but I feel like I need to create. I need to sit down. I just need to enjoy the teams that are actually on there now, because I feel like I'm gonna add real FCS teams, because you can actually download teams that other people made. So I'm gonna do all of that, set it all up, and I think it's gonna be all good. But the create team is out of here, not traditional. I have 3 real universities that I'm looking forward to rebuilding, and I'm gonna do a creative team eventually, but not the first one.
Yeah, that's fair. I just cannot believe Sam Houston is in your top 4. I mean that's just insane to me. All right, let's move on to predictions. New prediction cycle. This cycle will end the start of week 1 of the college football season. I think that's what we said. So something around there. Start of football season, it's going to end. Okay, so that's how this is going to work. It's going to be kind of just like the scrappy games, the Olympics in here in this cycle. The rest of the Wimbledon and soccer games. So we're predicting all soccer today. There's nothing else. Nothing else to do.
If you think who do you think's gonna win the predictions? I think it's gonna be me again.
It will not be you. I can promise you that. I'm
What
gonna
if
make
it
sure of it.
is? You're just gonna feel like it's a curse at this point.
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna have to do like some like self-reflection, like legitimate self-reflection, and just be like, how am I letting this happen? All right, let's go to predictions. Number 1. All right, Switzerland versus Italy. Aiden, who do you have? I've got Switzerland.
I have Italy, but I
Now,
also have something else.
oh,
What could it be?
Benjamin. Happy birthday.
I know you like cats.
Benjamin. Happy birthday.
Cupcakes.
Okay. Or cupcakes with cream.
Dreamers.
Okay. Don't worry about
Pinata.
pinata. My favorite. Those like little cats dancing, like that big cat.
Happy birthday. Benjamin. Happy birthday.
Cat by the beach.
There we go. It's gonna be Benjamin's
Thank
birthday
you.
next Tuesday, so we may not have a podcast before that. So
We may do it on Tuesday. Yeah, who knows? Thank you though. So yeah. All right, now we move on to Switzerland and Italy. Who do you have?
I have Italy, and also,
Okay, you have
is it
Italy.
okay if we like rapid fire this because my computer charger is 4%?
Oh shoot! Yes. Okay,
Okay.
I have Switzerland. He had Italy. Okay, Germany and Denmark. I have Germany. Who do you have?
I have Germany.
All right, England against Slovakia. I have England.
I have England.
Spain against Georgia. I have Spain. What a story Georgia is, but Spain.
I have Spain.
France versus Belgium. I have France.
I have France.
Portugal versus Slovenia. I got Portugal. Ronaldo gets through.
I got Portugal.
Romania against the Netherlands. I have the Netherlands.
I got the Netherlands.
Austria versus Turkey. I got Austria. So we had Turkey against Austria. I had Austria. Who did you have?
I have Austria.
All right, Colombia against Costa Rica. I have Colombia.
I have Colombia.
Paraguay against Brazil. I have Brazil.
I also have Brazil.
Okay, Argentina against Peru. I have Argentina.
I have Argentina.
Canada against Chile. I have Canada.
I have Chile.
Mexico against Ecuador. Must-win game for Mexico and Ecuador. I got Ecuador in this one, and Alex agreed to wager 3 points on that. Who do you have?
I have Mexico. I would also like to wager 3 points with you, Benjamin.
Okay, 3 points it is. Jamaica against Venezuela. I have Venezuela.
I have Venezuela.
Bolivia against Panama. I got Panama.
I got Panama.
USA against Uruguay. Now, this is an absolute must-win game, but I'm going to go with the United States. There's just no way we get grouped. Please no.
Unless we get another red flag, I hope we don't. So I'm going to say USA.
Brazil against Colombia. I got Colombia.
I have Brazil.
Costa Rica against Paraguay. I got Costa Rica.
I have Costa Rica.
DC United against the New York Red Bulls. I have the New York Red Bulls.
I have the New York Red Bulls.
Inter Miami against Nashville SC. Final prediction, I got Nashville SC.
I got Nashville Soccer Club.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. All right, adios, Aiden. Thank you guys for watching this week's podcast. Appreciate you guys. Comment.